So let's bring in Melusi Xulu, he's the Managing Director of Donda Attorneys, to help us unpack today's developments in the Senzo Meyiwa Murder Trial. Melusi, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on the SABC.
Good afternoon, Lizette, and to the viewers at home, and thanks for having me.
Right, so there's been some interesting developments within the case today. Lawyers disputing the version of events as relayed by Witness 2. Perhaps you could talk to us about the developments of today, perhaps also the credibility of Witness 2 based on the version of events relayed.
Okay, what I found very interesting, I did discuss with the producer earlier on that the witness, which is Dumelo Mandala, say the person that, or the accused, or the intruder that attacked or was scuffling or wrestling with Mr. Meyiwa was a tall guy which was accused too. But he said specifically that it was an intruder. If you look and you go back to what Mr. Thwala said, Mr. Thwala says it's the first intruder who was carrying a gun, who was scuffling or wrestling or tussling with Mr. Meyiwa. That for me is a material contradiction. Then also, there are certain issues that one must look at. For example, we must also look at the probabilities or improbabilities of the version. Now, if you follow the case and you remember when the case starts, the strategy of the defense or the defense lawyers is to say this whole incident, as stated in docket number 639 of 2014, is fabricated and it's a story that is not true. So that is why they are now trying to predictions and so forth. But before maybe we move on to the next question, I think I was being interviewed last week. I think it was Tuesday on the show, and I say it's very interesting that Mr. Thwala has not pointed out anyone as of now, unless I've not looked at it. But as far as I follow the case, he has not pointed out anyone and said the person who was there is accused number 1 or accused number 2 or 3, as it was done by Mr. Mandala. And I find that interesting because, you know, he has to implicate one of them. So it's interesting that he has not yet done.
Well, you see, we were struggling to hear a little bit at the beginning. I just want to revert back to sentiment echoed and perhaps explore that further for clarity's sake. Perhaps you could talk to, you know, Witness 1 and Witness 2, perhaps the contradicting statements that are coming forth at this point. How does this impact the reliability of the witnesses as the case has continued thus far?
Okay. The contradiction of the second witness is the trial. It will make it as if they are talking about two events. And then what the state needs to do is they must prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. So that is why I'm saying their contradictions are material and they'll affect the case of the state in a bad way as we speak. And we still have other witnesses who testify.
But you see, we seem to have a very bad line with you at this point. Let's see if we can correct that for now. But thank you for joining us and thank you for those sentiments at this point. Of course, we'll continue to monitor developments. We understand that the High Court in Pretoria resumes tomorrow. This as the Senzo Meyiwa Murder Trial continues.